station. It's very high elevated, only because we have to get up and over the crowd and have enough room for the fire trucks to pass underneath in the event they need to. So we're going to come into the station, out the first launch, and then dives into the mountain. The station itself, the design's just in the final throes, so we're getting ready to start the foundations works on the station in the upcoming weeks. The existing electrical room, electrical mechanical room, we had to keep that there in order to keep the park up and going because it feeds a couple of other rides. So we need to transition that over into the new space because that's going to be in the new station as well. Far into the station, we've got a retail offering that's going to essentially go out and dog leg over toward that umbrella there. So it ends up going that way, which you'll see, I think, in the rendering. I think it shows up in the video. Any questions in here?
Is the station gonna be able to fit 2 trains?
Right now, it's got 1.5, I think.
Okay.
Essentially, we're still looking at it. It's not 100% confirmed, but yeah, roughly 1.5. You're supposed to ask all the hard questions.
Okay, where's the maintenance bay going to be located?
We'll see.
Okay.
Inside, yeah.
Awesome.
Any other questions in the station?
Are there going to be lockers incorporated into this area?
Yeah, generally over by where that umbrella is and behind there. It's at the far end of the retail shop is where it's going.
And will there be metal detectors going into the cruise?
We're looking at that. Again, we're trying to develop the most practical strategy forward. Obviously, with news articles, it's always a concern. So, but yeah, those are the questions. Those are the train-related questions you're supposed to ask Peter. My focus has been on the execution of the work and the construction, not so much the details of the ride. But I'm happy to answer what I can.
Was there any challenges placing the station here? Because it's a very compact area.
Yes, it's again throughout the park. It's like a small city in terms of infrastructure and the underground utilities. It's complex. There's a number of areas throughout the park where we actually have to drill caissons in proximity to the corridor, bridge over the corridor, all these different things in order to get the ride on it. We worked with the manufacturer a lot in order to best place a lot of the columns, but some of them they just hit on top of the utility corridor. In the station, primarily near that electrical room, there's a lot of underground conduits that are there that we had records of, and some of them have grown over the years, so there was quite a collection. So we ended up moving those caissons around a little bit in order to build a transfer slab in order to basically accommodate the ride.
What's been the timeline thus far up until this point? Like what was the prep work? When did that start? When did first footer go in?
Well, prep work with both Extreme Skyflyer was the first thing to basically take down to commit the way forward for the ride. At the same time, we started doing the demolition of the old games building and the other buildings that were here. So essentially that started roughly in March, but it takes a while in order to get the design. As we're working through the column placement with the manufacturer, that takes a bit of time, and then you have to get those drawings into the works as far as facility interface drawings. So yeah, it takes a bit of time. Originally what we ended up doing, in order to start getting the information faster, we started breaking into phases. Originally this was phase 1, from the end of the rink run or over by basketball, all the way into the mountain, and to the exit of the mountain was going to be phase 1. But because of the amount of work that's within the mountain itself, we broke that into phase 1.5. And then phase 2 was from the exit of the mountain all the way back to here. So right now all the foundations are done for phase 1. We're working through phase 1.5. 1.5 is difficult. You'll see when we get in the mountain it's fairly complex, a lot of obstructions and things like that. So we're working through that.
What's timeline for the hole in the top of the mountain?
That's a bit of a tricky one. Obviously, it has to get framed out. Those steel members are in works right now and being fabricated. You need to be able to frame the opening before you cut it. But it's a double-edged sword. As soon as you cut it, then you have to work around it, and you're inviting weather into the mountain. So again, our plan right now is to hold off on that penetration as long as we can, facilitate the works that are up there so that we don't have to work around the opening, and then when we're ready, cut the opening. That's the same old true as we work down to the various levels. We want to make sure we populate the inside before we create a big hole in the floor and invite weather into the mountain. Okay. Generally, they're about 600 millimeters above datum, or above plasma level, but there'll be seat walls around that encapsulate those. For those footings over there, so roughly 1 meter out of the ground, those are essentially there so that obviously the steel column's not subjected to any traffic or whatever else. So we've kept the concrete intentionally high there, so they're up and out of the ground. Inside here, there's not much to see at this point.
That's so cool. So would that be cut out? You're not gonna be cut out, or would they get funneling it? Pardon me?
So then we're gonna. Okay.
Here, we've got one here, and there's a continuation all the way through. Going into the depths.
No way. Oh wow.
No.
Oh. Yeah. Other side.
Let's just head through here first. We're gonna go. What is that?
What's the ground?
Out back here eventually. We can just get you guys to where your car has along. Alright, so if everyone could grab steel toe covers and then grab a vest.
This side here is a storage track. Storage track not going this way. One storage track going that way with the transfer track right here. The ride transfer track is going to transfer over to this area. One storage, one train this way, one that train that way to get work on the off season. This area here, this level here will be roughly the same as the finished floor, is where the floor is going to be. The ride's going to be, center of running rail is going to be around this height. When we get over into the storage track area, this is going to be depressed so the wind is going to work on the trains in the storage track area. On this side is going to be the maintenance shop. One of the reasons we carved it from the west end so that we can maintenance can come in and out. Again, that's height, covered by height to a certain degree, so 3.3 tall. So it's going to be, but it'll facilitate the maintenance. This cross bracing gets removed, that cross bracing gets removed and bumped up. So essentially the train's going to run up here and take a walk up there. Yeah, roughly right around here where it starts to curve up. But yeah, it conflicts with the beam, so all this has to be removed in the first bay of flooring and that cross bracing within. So that work's supposed to start, the crews here start doing some prep work on it. So they'll be on to that next week.
So were these cross braces just put in temporarily?
No, they're part of the original structure for the mountain. Yeah. So essentially they have to be either replaced, they're going to be replaced either bumped up or else, put in other locations to do the same function.
Oh, okay.
Essentially so you don't have
I like that.
Question on the teaser video, there was one support that looked like it was connected to another piece of track, but not to the ground. Is that just something in the rendering that was kind of off, or it was like a part of the, and it was like just a support that was connected to the track, like it was connected to the ground. Is that just a part of the animation, or is that?
Well, it's going to connect to the ground.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was my favorite like, what is this
Yeah, so
weird
wait a
thing?
minute, yeah, no,
You know,
I
those
know.
internet investigators.
Yeah, no, it's going to connect to all things come down to
That's
ground.
right. Yeah.
The mountain itself is going to be an independent structure of the ride. It's kept on its own. So basically, it's we don't want to share those things on the mountain.
Let's go back.
Okay. Another opening here, a couple more over there for the Tower 2 columns to pass through Tower 1, Tower 2. Obviously, we have to be mindful that guarding is operating. So once we go to weekends only, we have free reading here for the week. But until that time, we have to be respectful of the ride. That's the entry point for guardian. They come in there. This is where the screens begin. And we go around just give you a sense of orientation. This is actually the physics. And then the next week or two, again, and the new mountain skin is going to come down pretty well vertically fixed to the block wall here, which represents the stairs. So this basically gets cut out to facilitate the new column. There's a couple column openings here that are behind the mountain skin. This is where the main structure and the main ride goes in.
It looks like a very big opening.
It's big enough. Yeah.
Yeah.